All right, what's up? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Germany resumes Afghan deportations after mass stabbing of its citizens. Was it a mass stabbing of Germans, or was it a gang-like incident? What really happened? And are we going to blame the German government for doing this?
The German government has announced a package of tougher security and asylum measures after 3 people were fatally stabbed at a street festival last week. The killings sparked an intense debate over asylum laws when it emerged that the main suspect was a young Syrian man facing deportation. The announcement comes ahead of elections on Sunday in 2 eastern German states, Saxony and Thuringia, where the far-right Alternative for Germany is riding high in the polls. Let's get more on this. I'm joined by Michaela Kufner, Chief Political Editor at Deutsche Welle. Thank you so much for your time. Just explain for us the political backdrop to this with these key elections this weekend.
Yes, there are 2 regional elections coming up in 2 eastern states, Saxony and Thuringia. And both of these states are pretty much the exception on the German landscape. They are a stronghold of the far-right anti-migration Alternative for Germany party, which has been campaigning on a threat of stabbings of migrants, killing innocent Germans. And it really is quite a coincidence that last Friday, Germany saw this.
This is where this issue of migration and asylum seekers get a little bit tricky. Because when a country receives asylum seekers and then the crime rate increases, and because some of these incidents are isolated, but sometimes the city is really struggling with crimes. And in some places, it's due to the increase of asylum seekers from other countries. Would you blame the government of that country when it takes these drastic measures? Would you? Because if a country is receiving asylum seekers and it's putting its citizens in danger, because the government works for the people. The people do not work for the government. This is quite tricky. It's quite tricky. And also, there's another one which is...
All right, everyone. Welcome back here to Live Now from Fox. We'll take a look at this really disturbing video. It has been making the rounds, going viral. This is out in Aurora, Colorado, and it's one that is making headlines, of course, all over the country, where the mayor of Aurora says Venezuelan gangs are overrunning apartment buildings there as part of an organized criminal effort. Local police have called the incidents isolated, but surveillance video from at least one of the complexes is very startling, as you can see from this video right here. Now, we want to go on for more on this story about what's happening in Aurora. We're joined by Fox News senior national correspondent William Lajeunesse. William.
Where is the police?
Many say the problem began when the Biden-Harris team opened the border with migrant apprehensions from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela, jumping from 17,000 in 2020 to 600,000 in 2022. So the administration created the CHNV program, which provided migrants from those 4 countries with humanitarian parole and invited them in. But auditors found widespread fraud in the program, migrants lying on their applications, sponsors using fraudulent identities, including dead people, and traffickers demanding payment from those they sponsored.
They're literally just funneling people into the United States under this program with no expectation.
It is a situation in Aurora involving Venezuelan migrants that's been brewing for months. With every verifiable fact, there has been some misinformation and rumors. Well, tonight, we have new information on what we've learned is happening inside an apartment complex. This video has been making the rounds online since yesterday. Shows armed men walking through a building, knocking on doors, then entering an apartment. a former resident and at city council member, tells us these men are part of a dangerous Venezuelan gang, and their numbers have been growing steadily because of the crisis at the border. The apartment complex is at 12th and Dallas and Aurora. That's east of the border with Denver, and just a mile or so from the popular Stanley Marketplace. Tori Mason is your reporter in Aurora. Tori joins us now. You talked with a woman who lived there, watched all of this unfold, and she certainly said this was terrifying for her.
Yes, Karen, and even though she's moved, she's still terrified. It takes bravery to speak out on something like this, but she says it's worth it if it means action will be taken. There have been rumblings of new gang activity in Aurora all summer. Officials have skated around the topic, but now there's video and victims they can't deny.
It's really like being held hostage.
Cindy was a prisoner in her own home. She's lived in this building at 12th and Dallas for years. This summer, when crime got worse, Cindy got cameras. Doorbell video shows a group of armed men forcing their way into her neighbor's home. Another night, her camera outside captured two men approaching a vehicle, guns drawn. She's called 911 so often, they know her by name.
He said, ever considered leaving? If I could afford to leave, I wouldn't be there.
She says neighbors fall asleep to gunfire. Her car still damaged from an overnight shootout.
This is a bullet hole.
It was one of the few times Aurora police responded.
They will call me and say, I'm sorry, but we're not coming. We're not coming until it's a bad enough crime.
This week, her pleas for help were finally answered. Not by the city, but by Councilwoman Danielle Jurenski.
I think that politics is being.
Police are trying to tackle the rapidly escalating violent crime among Venezuelan gang members in the city who have gotten into New York.
Fox 8's Linda Schmidt talked to the NYPD, who says this crime wave is one of their greatest challenges. She joins us live from the newsroom now. Linda, what can you tell us tonight?
Well, you know, basically what you just said right there, this is one of the NYPD's biggest challenges right now. Now, the NYPD expects the migrant Venezuelan gang crimes to actually get worse in the city before it gets better.
On issues like this.
They're waving the guns around.
Correct.
Waving guns and flashing gang signs on this video. The NYPD says these are suspected members of the ruthless Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua, which has been infiltrating the U.S. for the last 2 years. NYPD Assistant Chief of Detectives Jason Savino telling me it is believed this video was made while the gang members were in Ecuador, and its purpose is to recruit new members.
Then, when you fast forward, you see the same individuals where? In Times Square. So that's our concern.
The NYPD says Tren de Aragua has been making it over the border with the migrant influx and is getting established in New York.
What we do see is they are trying to grow.
The gang has gone from petty crimes like shoplifting and stealing cell phones and jewelry to all-out shootouts in the streets. Alleged gang member Bernardo Raul Mata recently confessing to police that gang members are being instructed to shoot police officers. Mata is charged with shooting two officers after they stopped him for riding a moped the wrong way on a one-way street in Queens. In court, an assistant district attorney revealing what Mata told investigators about the gang.
Tren de Aragua members are smuggling firearms into city shelters inside food delivery packages. That way they don't have to go through the metal detector.
Guns being smuggled into migrant shelters in food delivery packages that are not being screened. The gang violence is escalating, and now drugs are coming into the picture.
We're just starting to see a drug called Tusi, which is a pink cocaine type substance.
It seems like this is a huge challenge.
It's as big of a challenge as we faced.
The NYPD has faced difficult challenges.
Come on, FBI, you can handle this. Get them all and round them up and send them back where they come from. You can handle this. You Federal Bureau of Investigation, you can handle this. This is not what should be happening in the United States. This is not what should be happening. People should not be allowed to come to a country and destroy it. On this one, Donald Trump is right. On this very issue, he is correct. But the problem is, can you stay on message without insulting people? Just stay on message. If you stay on message, you might have a chance to win. You still have a chance to win, but stay on message. Let the message sink into people's head. Because with you, most people only remember you insulting people and calling them nicknames. The message you're supposed to pass, you're not passing that message. Stay on message. Get videos like this one. Make art with videos like this one. And tell the people you're going to stop it. Instead of going around insulting people and calling them stupid, and calling them incompetent. The same people you hired in your administration. If you are hiring people who are stupid, what says about you, the leader, who hires those people? That means you are also stupid. Because the buck stops with you when it comes to hiring people in your administration. So get your message straight and you have a chance to be back in the White House.